Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make some little tiny pockets, and what these are, they're just made out of when I've been making ephemera and digitals. They're just the sort of like the offcuts of the card that I've been using. There's some craft card here. I have done some little tags as a freebie, and I will put them on. I think there's 4. That's a little bit tight. So if your pocket's a little bit tight like that, you just put your ruler down it and just stretch the card a little bit and just sort of like move it up to the edge. And if you stretch your card, your tag will go down like that. And you'll notice that I've got some little what look like leather embossed labels. That is for the next video, and it's made out of cheap children's kids foam and a little bit of eyeshadow. You can use wax and stuff like that. Anyway, we're talking about these. So what I've got is here, there's one that I've started already, and this is where I printed my spring digital on some card. I think that's the dandelion, just offcuts. This is craft card that I'd printed on a little while ago. Another one that was a bit too bold, so I've just trimmed them up to 2.5. And they're just their full length, it's 21 centimeters or 8.25, I think. Yeah, 8.25 in length, and that's 6.5 centimeters. So I'll leave that one there and we'll do this one. Okay, so what I do is, depending if I want a smaller pocket or a larger pocket, I'm going to go for the smaller pocket. So the smaller pocket is just under 6.5, so I'm just going to trim that to 6.5. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to trim it to there. There we are. And then all I do is I just fold it over. I don't actually put the crease in until I get what I feel this part looks right to me. And that is, yeah, it could be an inch. Mine's just gone 1 inch and an 1/8. Then I bring in my corner rounder. If you don't have a corner rounder, if you have a Tim Holtz ink pad, it's perfect. Just draw around it and cut it. And then what I do is I put a thumb notch in there with a circle punch. But if you have an envelope punch, if you have one of these, now this is 2.5, so half of 2.5 is 1.25. So if I put that edge up to the 1.25, that makes that right in the middle, and then press that down, and then I get a fancy thumb notch there. So it's entirely up to you. This one will do a circle. This one I'm just guessing. So what I'm doing is I'm feeling that the card is equal in the punch. There we are. Or you can use a smaller circle, or you can draw around a lid or something. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some ink, and we're going to ink around that. I'm going to use walnut stain. You don't have to have Tim Holtz inks to do this. I've got some Spectrum Noir. I've got Mementos that I sometimes go to. I know not everybody has these inks. You can even use paint. You know, if you've got a brown paint, put brown paint on your mat, put your dauber on, dab it off, and then just go over it. I'm going around the back as well, and okay, we'll put the lid on that. Don't want it drying up. So there we've got our folder. And then what I want to do is I've got some little bits of card here. They're a bit too small. That looks perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to round the corners of this. I'm not even going to do a tag. Now you can put that in there, or you can put it in there, whichever. I quite like that in there. So we'll do this one first. So then what I do is I've got art glitter glue here, and it's been playing up a little bit. Give me a few seconds to get the ink flowing. There we are. And just a bead of glue. All you want is a small bead of glue just at the very end. And then close it down and wipe it towards the side. That's it. The glue will still seep that way, but it tends to make it go more out. And then you should be able to pop your tag in there. And then I think we'll put this one on. And this is just kids foam. As I say, this is the next video on how to make these easy leather look labels. Stick that on there. And then I've just got a one-word paper label. It says peace. And we put that on there. I should have maybe zinc drowned that first, but I haven't. So that's that one. And this one, you know, the label was right across, and I'd actually put some grommets in, poked through the grommets, and then just threaded rope through and tied it in a knot. It's something I used to do when I used to do my wedding stationery, you know. We, like a thank you card, we tied the knot, and we'd have like a little knot coming through like that, but it would only be one knot. And again, just a thin bead of glue. Now this one I'm going to put a butterfly on, I think. I've got some cut out butterflies here. Yeah, I forgot I've got those little tags as well. That's another video coming up on making those. Just need to know what's yeah, I think that one. And I'm just, these were cut out with my scan and cut. So there's a couple of little bits up beside the body that haven't been cut properly. And I'm just inking round it. You can use, if you've got Tracy Fox labels, things like that. They always look nice. Don't want that one. I think I'll go for this one. This one says harmony, and it's just the definition of harmony. But I am going to ink round this one. Do I want that there, or do I want it up here? I think I want it up here actually, right on the edge. I'm just using the, whoops, the lines. You can see I've not cut it out straight back. Hey-ho. Can we make a tag out of this bit? Yep, I think there's two there. Yes, there is. So again, perfect. If you wanted, you could stamp a little word on there. I've got a, I think it's numbers, and I'm just using tea dyed ink because I don't want to go to, make sure my numbers are the right way. And there we are. Get a secondary down here. You can't see it. Okay. And then if you wanted to, take this rich cocoa. This is Memento's rich cocoa. There we are. We'll get a secondary up here. There we are. Perfect. And we'll do some now this foam is probably about the depth of this stamp. That's why I'm able to, it's not getting in the way. And I'm just going to put this along the bottom because it's where the didn't print when I was printing it out, and that's probably why I didn't use it. I'm just putting some numbers behind there. There we are. And then if you wanted, you could put a hole in this one at the top. Now I'm just using the smallest, the 1/8. I'm using a gold brad. I'm just getting a little grommet ring. Putting that on there. Oh, it's popped off. And there we are. So we could put that in there. This one, if you wanted, could do it on the side. I don't want to impinge where the tag goes. Use a brass one. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the base. Right, so I'm changing my base just to try and get it to curl round so it doesn't leave a... There you are. So there we've got one there. If you wanted, you could put... I've got this here. And all I do is I just tie a knot, but I just thread the string through twice so it doesn't go through there. And do it that like that. You could dangle things on. Again, thread it round twice. Oh, my husband's coming in, he's done the school run. So granddaughters have gone to school. And you get kind of a little double knot there. 2 seconds. Normally she just comes in and out, but so there you've got, and then all I do is I just cut that off. Put a little bit of glue. And there we are, we've got our string through there. Just something different, you know. We tend to do the same things over and over again, and it is nice to be a little bit different. So we'll shove that out the way and we'll put the numbers back on there, put them back up there, and we'll do a craft card one. I think we'll do a tall one. So again, this is 8 1/4. So I'm just, it's like the space I'm leaving is about 3/4 of an inch. It's probably because I've done it that many times that there's a certain space looks okay to me. And I'm going to do a thumb notch. I'm going to use a smaller circle. I've got the edges of the card like that, and I'm just holding it so that it's level. It might not be level, might not be centered, not really bothered. And just going to round the corners off. And a little thin bead of glue, and we'll put a tag, one of the freebie tags in this one. Oh, forgot to ink the thumb notch. Dearie me. So because I forgot to ink the thumb notch, what I do is I put a little bit of card in there. It's not inked as much as it is when you do it. And again, we'll use Memento's rich cocoa to go around. And use quite a dark ink on this one. I'm going to go back in there. Yeah, looks good. And it's just, I think it's a fade resistant dye ink. I don't think it's water resistant. I've got that, and I've got the espresso truffle. So one of the tags you get 4, and it's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that there. Take it off there. And then we'll ink round. And they're just like collage tags. You can add more. You can put your own labels on them and things like that. They've got numbers and signatures and flowers, and so you don't have to use them for this project. You can use them for any project. But I think what I want to do is I want to stamp a butterfly. And I'm going to go with a dark brown again, espresso truffle. Because it should match. I'm going to put it up there so you can see part of the butterfly when it's peeking out. There we are. So espresso truffle is like a blacky brown, and you only get one stamp from that, which is fine. And that's it. It's the Memento. Somebody was selling quite a few on eBay that had hardly been used, and I got them for next to nothing. So I bought them. And what I am going to do is I'm going to start going, sort of like veering towards crafting on a budget. I understand not everybody has all the fancy dancy inks, the gel plates and things like that, and brayers, for doing all this fancy mixed media and bits and pieces. So I am going to be doing some mixed media on a budget using paints, using a large ink pad not a large stamp for a gel plate. You know, if it's something that you're thinking of getting into, that won't be the main focus of the video, but I will use it, and it's just to give everybody, anybody that's thinking about maybe it's going into jelly plate or mixed media and don't have the supplies, or if you just want to use it like I do, why not? Right, that should go down there. I think it's the 2 types of card that's it. And there we have that one. Now what have we got here? No, these are rulers, and I think we'll have that one. That looks perfect. Want that one on there as well. So I'm just using the bit of card that's been trimmed off the bottom of the tag. I'm just inking around it. I'm going to stick that down. You don't have to waste anything. And you can decorate these pockets with anything. You can decorate them with book pages. In fact, that's what I'm going to do with the next one. I'm going to do some decorating with book pages. So there we are. So we've got those 3. And I'm not going to put a grommet in that one. I think we'll go for this one. And this one I've cut down to 6 1/8. So again, I'm just putting this up to what I think is, I'm using that line there. And again, and although it looks plain, it has been printed on, but it's not enough for me, so I'm just using tea dyed. I'm not using anything, sorry about that, I had a sneezing fit. I'm not using anything mega, and it's just a stamp with bits of words on. And that's like that. And I'll use this one again just for anybody that missed it. So because this is 2.5 inches, half of 2.5 inches is 1 1/4. So there's the 1 inch, there's the 1/4 inch. So I'll put my edge up to the 1 1/4, press that, and I've got that little V there. Now I will need to use this on the book page as well. Just marking where I want it. Right, okay, this needs leveling out because it's been cut at an angle. And I'm just going to trim that. Now I've made a mark there, so I'm going to put that up to the middle. And there I've got the same. And that will fit just down there like that. Just trimmed along the lines. And I am going to ink wrap. I get a lot of questions about printing on book pages. sometimes when you print on book pages, it looks good. Sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't look good, I just use it as collage paper or, you know, little bits. So don't worry about it. It doesn't all come out as good as you want it to. And it also depends on the paper as well. So I'm just going to put this on with a glue stick. Like that, and it's upside down, I've just realised. So what I need to do is I need to get it's obvious with those large words there. So we've got this courage dear heart. Now that just blends in, so that's a no-no. And that says robin. That's the definition of a robin. So I think we might have that. And I've got some bird stamps. I have got, no, I don't think I've got a robin stamp. I might have. But before I stick that down, I'm going to get my bird stamps. And they're just cheapos that I picked up in, this one could be done as a robin. Cheapos that I picked up. In Temu, and I think that's gonna have to go there. Right, I don't want to stamp, I only want to stamp on the book page, so that's why I'm putting that little bit of card over there so that it doesn't go over. Where there's a will, there's always a way. And I'm going to use the Mementos truffle because it's like a blacky brown. So I don't want it too black, but I don't want it and we'll do that there. So part of its tail is going to be missing, but that's fine. And then if we put that there, quite like that. And we'll get a little bit of this espresso truffle to go around the edge of this, because again this is like a charcoal black colour. And we'll glue that on. Now if you wanted, because it says robin, I know robins are winter birds, but who says robin? I've seen robins and it's coming up for June, and I've seen a couple of robins. Yeah, the little breasts aren't as bright as winter. They're fading down a bit, but this is just a pencil crane, and I'm just lightly colouring it in. Go with this. And I'm not doing any perfect colouring by any means. I brought most of my stuff back with me because I don't want it laid in storage doing nothing. I'm just going over with the there we are. Perfect. And now my so there's different ways of doing these. I think I'm going to have that going right off the edge. There we are. And again. And there we have it. And I think we'll do that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on there. I'm not going to use that one. I've got, what's this one? Smoked Grey. And it's a diversifying. I'm not sure how it'll stamp because I've not used it. But it's more of a permanent one, so I'm just putting on lightly. It's a bit dark. But you get lots of secondary, third, fourth, fifth, which is fine by me. And again, round the edges, and the espresso truffle just goes with that. It actually, because I've put smoked grey on it, it actually looks browner. I don't think the camera will pick that up, but it does. And there we are. So there's another one. Right, now we did news book page with that one, so that's the light coloured one. So I'm going to try book page with this one. I'm going to do a tall one. This will probably be the last one we'll do. So again, it's about 3/4 of an inch there. And I'm going to use my circle punch for this one. Again, I'm using my fingers on the edge of the card to guide it in so that I've kind of roughly got the middle. I can feel it on the edge of the punch. So, as we said, that's 2.5 or 6. So I wanted to 5.5. I'm going to trim the edge. No, I'm not actually. I'm just going to rip that off. I'm just going to rip these so that I've got like a ripped edge on it rather than a... And I can see the card there and the card there, so I know it's that bit that I want ripped off. And that's a bit sticking out, and so is that. Okay. And then what I need to do is I need to go in and do so the reason I've folded it in half and just snipped it, that's so that I can get the middle, so that I can see the middle is in the middle of my stamp. Yep, perfect. That's better. And it just makes it pop against the colour as well. So. we are. And then that looks like a bit of burnt page on there. It looks quite nice. Like what we, you know, what we do with tags. Whoops. You can see I just veered off with that. And if you wanted, you could stitch around these as well, although it would take in the space that you've got for tags even more, unless you're good at stitching and you can do the exact edge. I can't. I'm not that great at stitching actually. So what have we got? Be grateful. So I'm just trimming the little white bits off that. Sinking in a little bit, so do I want a bit of card? Yep, so we'll stick that on there. Let me have a look at this bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. We'll stick it on that one. And I'll leave it like that. I think we might have a bit of lace on this one as well. Yep. You can use Fabri-Tac when you're sticking lace down. It's up to you. Fabri-Tac is the better glue, but art glitter glue works as well. I'm just not the best scissors for cutting, but I want this at the bottom. I want something at the bottom, which is here. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm going to stick the whole thing down. Again. And this is just, I mean, you know, if you, sometimes we do the ripped, sometimes we don't, sometimes we do the perfectly cut. Doesn't matter, there's no rules. I think we'll have it on the edge of the, so you can see the ripped paper round it. Kit that hasn't been released yet, so it is one of the freebies. When I release a kit, I always have freebies. Do a monthly members kit to match it, but it is different, and they get that free because the monthly members of my Ko-fi shop. I do some freebies for everybody, and it's a thank you to everybody that supports me. I really do appreciate it. I mean, it's definitely wide enough. It's just when you stick it, you know, when you stick it straight down like that, it does impinge the room. If you have like a hinge that you stick down, then you've got that, you know, that little bit there you've got room, but with these you haven't. So there you are. There we are. So I think what I'm going to do is, might not get my tag back in it, but I'm using a brass one. Oh. And I'm going to tie that round there and put it through the hole again. It is thin. Well, I am. I'm going to get it. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a knot. And I don't have to use any glues or anything. And there we are. It's up to you. And what we're going to do with this, so I'm just, it's probably a bit like, yeah. And you can put ribbons on these tags and things like that. I just like throwing bits of ink on them, and you can also make your own if you want. There we are. And it doesn't look odd. It looks quite nice. Did the two with the boot pages. I'm just getting rid of all the rubbish. We did the dark one. We did the one off the digital kit. We did the one where I was just printing out bits of ephemera to use, and it went wrong. So yeah, you can, and all it is just the end pieces of when I've been, you know, you always have like end pieces. It doesn't have to be card. You can use, you know, your coffee dyed papers. Just glue two together, or put boot page on them just to strengthen them a little bit. Something out of that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.